friends, welcome to Previewed, where friends don't let friends review movies alone.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Jay.
And today we're going to react, review, riff, and at the end, maybe recommend the brand new fourth act, technically fourth movie in the Dungeons, not in the Dungeons, but of Dungeons and Dragons that has come out in the past 23 years.
Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Specifically, is the movie
Specifically that one.
Oh, also, hey, stick around to the end of the video. We've got a little D&D related surprise for you guys. Just a little something. Just a little something. Just a little something. Stick around to the end. You're going to want to.
So, Jay, what did you think of Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves? Oh.
What's the best way to describe it? It just, and I truly mean this as a compliment, it's just casually very good. This movie does not try too hard in a realm in which you would anticipate a certain level of try hard.
Yes.
This movie just like it's very, it has a much more even keel than I would have anticipated. It has comedy, it has all the things, but it doesn't. It just sits there and just waits for the pitch. It's not trying to like hit a home run.
Nope.
They're just like, we just need to get like, dude, if we get into second base, we are in scoring position.
It just it hits
like,
it in the hole. Bounces off the wall.
This game, like this
Standing
movie,
double.
This movie just puts players on base the whole time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised with how good this movie was. I didn't think that was going to be bad in any capacity.
I didn't also,
but it was more. I was just like, oh, like I had it in my head. I was like, either this is going to sink immediately, or it's going to just absolutely slam me in the face the whole time. It really did neither of those things.
It didn't.
It just was right in the pocket. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
This movie is right in the pocket.
Well, the past, since Dungeons and Dragons has come to the more towards the fore of pop culture.
Yes.
Really in the past 20 years.
The critical renaissance, as it were.
Well, I'm even going back.
I mean,
like they've been multiple attempts at movies set in the Dungeons. Then there was like other,
the game franchises, I would say, have done the best job of.
Sure.
You know,
there was lots of game franchises, but there's been other fantasy role-playing game-esque movies that have come out, like Dragonlance or whatever.
No, Dragonlance is D&D.
Oh, is it? Well, there's been like other there was
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham was the lead in a other like tabletop role-playing game-esque movie.
What movie was that?
I don't remember. But
good. This is good
you know what?
journalism.
I will put it up. I will put it up here. It's not journalism.
We're reviewing a movie. It kind of is.
Technically, I guess.
Yeah.
But they've attempted to do this a lot.
Yes.
And only very recently has D&D truly like, no. This is really cool. With Critical Role being so popular in the past 8 years. With them, with D&D being a central part of Stranger Things.
Yes.
With Vox Machina coming out.
Yeah. With a
kicked
pandemic happening and people having a lot more free time to maybe get back into a game that they played in high school. And,
So we've had like really bad D&D attempts at movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And only recently have we had stuff made for the general public that was from Critical Role of just like, no, this is kick-ass Dungeons and Dragons. Because Vox Machina kicks all of the ass.
Yeah.
It's hilarious and badass. This movie was not that. It was its own separate flavor of, this is just fun, good Dungeons and Dragons. Something you haven't seen in a movie ever.
Ever.
Because you haven't seen it. Because they tried, and that wasn't it. And now, they got it. This is it. This is the Dungeons and Dragons movie that you've been waiting for, probably, your entire life.
And I think the one thing, just to kind of like leapfrog out of our spoiler section, but like keeping it in the spoiler verse, and I think this is the big question, or in the
spoiler less? No spoiler. Yeah, we haven't been spoiling anything yet.
To keep it spoiler free, but I think answering the question the spoiler verse. To answer the one question that I think people actually are asking about a movie like this, and the reason that I think, look, like we always see, movies on the much earlier side.
Yes.
This one was far less attended than, I think this is going to be a word of mouth movie for a lot of people.
Probably.
And that's fine. This, if you do not know anything about D&D, I still think this is a movie you can go watch and enjoy.
Yes.
That being said, if you know a lot about the D&D world and all of that stuff, and even just about the game mechanics, there is a lot here for you to enjoy as well. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't feel too Easter eggy. It just feels like this is a world that's breathed and lived in, and this is how things work here. And we go, oh yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do a very good job of taking a franchise that does have a decent amount of lore in it, but just like presenting all of the things, just matter-of-factly, and slowly at a methodical pace, so you're never overwhelmed, and characters explain the things they're doing.
Yes.
Because they have different roles. Some
and
people don't know what the other one does.
It doesn't feel...
Not at all.
So I would recommend this movie to, honestly, anyone. Mm-hmm. From veterans to complete noobs, or just want a good, fun, like, fantasy action romp, you're going to be in good hands. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend this movie. I had a great time. I think we need to get into spoilers immediately.
Okay. Let's talk about the spoiler stuff in this movie. Did you guys see the original team from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon at the end?
See, that's a cartoon that I have no touchdown for, and you whispered to me, and I was like, I don't know.
Jay, I don't think I've ever seen a complete episode of it. I just knew it was on when I was a kid. Yeah. And I knew that from then on, I just like had clocked. It's like, oh wait, yeah, they are very simple designs. The wizard because it was like they just sucked kids in from a roller coaster. And I was like, modern day kids, you're now in a fantasy world, and you're the barbarian, and you're the magician, and just like here are the costumes. Like, wait a second, those guys look awfully familiar. Oh, that's the original team from the thing. That's cute. That's very cute. They serve no purpose in the story. They're just in the background. It's very, very cute.
Yeah. We were talking about this as we were walking back to the train today. Mm-hmm. There are so many scenes in this movie, and for me, I think the most important thing about this movie, and from using this movie as... Because let's be real, you make movies like this so you can get people into your product so they will buy all the things. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all one big commercial at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to take away the artistry in any capacity, but that's why producers produce a movie like this. Mm-hmm. They want it to be good, so you will like it and you will enjoy their other products. There is a large amount of this movie that feels like you and your friends having fun around the table. And it doesn't feel like a bit. It feels like a tabletop funny scene.
Yes.
In the when they are asking the questions from all of the graves they keep digging up, I was just like, yeah, they're still accomplishing their goal, but they are failing in the way that you would fail at D&D.
Yes.
And it's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, is that bit kind of on the nose? And we've seen that a bunch of times, but you and I also ingest a lot of this content. So for a lot of people, it's probably, still fresh. I guess, well, their corpses are not fresh, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many scenes in this that I'm like specifically when... And this is even in the trailer when she blocks the axe with the brick, and he's very clearly not passing his sleight of hand checks to get out of his handcuffs. I was just like, this is just so fun, and there's so many tropes in here that feel that make you feel comfortable in a D&D space, when it starts in jail.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
that's of course, yeah.
See how many campaigns how many one-shots have started in jail.
It's a background, and then we're in a tavern.
Even the name of the Aarakocra person at the beginning. What was his name?
Oh yeah, Jefferon or something like that. Yeah, it's just off enough.
It was like I was like, that is a name that they got pressed, that they pressed the DM on, and he just said something, and it's perfect. And the kind of thing is like, you see Dragonborn in this, you see all the different races, you see a lot of different things.
Practical. And all practical they were practical effects.
Yeah. Well, the Aarakocra, I don't know. But that's the thing, you don't know. Like, I think they combined practical and CG in such a way.
In the original ones they did a couple 20 years ago, like they tried some of it, it's like, ooh, this looks really weird. But like, there's a Dragonborn in the first, like, oh crap, that's a Dragonborn. Oh, and this is perfect. Yeah. That's a Dragonborn. That's nuts. He looks great, and he's talking. He's like, the creature's effects is like, yes.
Yes, it feels
nailing it.
Like the world feels like really lived in, really breathed in. I mean, because it is.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like you have, as a director of this film and as a screenwriter of this film, like how often do you have not only just novels about your world that you're building, but also books that are designed to help you understand the world you're building.
Oh yeah, and all of the specs, like all the art stuff's pretty much already done. You just need someone to like build this, make this fit on someone's head and be articulate.
Like, I'm sorry, if if at any point David introduced like a fat dragon, it has so much fun to it, but it's never silly.
It's never making fun of itself. It's just fun. It's just fun.
It has fun in its own world without sacrificing without sacrificing your setting or sacrificing what it is. And there's also like small little like nitty gritty stuff that even I didn't understand when I first saw it. Like we were walking on the way home and I was like, I don't understand what justice is, I was like, I don't know if he used wild magic. I think they mentioned it, but he also has that like clockwork thing on his side. I don't know what that is. Maybe he's like clockwork sword. I don't know what's going on there. And then I was like, oh, it's his arcane focus. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really, really good. But I don't think I would have gotten that from first go around.
Nope. But that's the important thing about all this. I mean, and we're gonna get into like the real dirty D&D stuff in the next part. But like from a spoiler perspective, like the movie is it's a movie. It's about people who have feelings and lost things and are trying to save things.
And they give all of our characters an arc.
All of them have a very good arc. And everything comes back in the end.
I don't know if anything was great. So, some of it was sufficient. Our druid got a sufficient enough.
She got a sufficient, sure, but like the three main cast members, got like a really good meaty, like, oh yeah, this is great. Like he lost his wife and then his daughter and then like and then everything's gonna get back and then his new best friend and co-parent is like trying to do her best, but she's got her own stuff and of course. As soon as it's like, oh, this thing only has like one charge in it to bring somebody back, and then when the daughter's like, but you're my early in the movie, it's like, but you're my bug, you're my mom, and I was like, oh, Michelle Rodriguez is gonna die at the end of the
movie. Well, and also specifically, he was like, I was trying to bring back my wife, not your mom.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. It's all very good. Surprises in the movie. Bradley Cooper's movie out of nowhere as a gnome,
and it's great.
It is. The open door is like, is that Bradley?
That's
Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper, what are you doing in this movie?
That scene in particular is the perfect example of an opportunity for them to take it too far, and they didn't.
Right.
Like they were actually having a meaningful conversation about how their marriage fell apart.
Yes.
And while it clearly being a bit that like she's into gnomes and he's into barbarians, like.
It's fine. Got type. It's all good.
Like, I just thought...
But, like, that was a very emotionally mature discussion between two adults of, like, this is what happened to our relationship. This is what went wrong.
But the opportunity to just ham fist that stuff was right there, and they just politely declined it, and I really appreciated it.
Yeah. Any attempt at... There were plots or places all over the movie for that, and they... didn't take any of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, the majority of my like issues and concerns with this movie are extraordinarily nitpicky.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern with they just shouldn't have made her a tiefling.
Yeah.
Just make her an elf and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the kind of thing where it was like, I could feel like they were just... I feel like they're just trying to like kind of slip tieflings under the door. Because I think they understand that like there's a good amount of the Midwest that like still relates a lot of satanic panic with D&D. And I was like, hey, I don't remember any ginger tieflings. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Get in the comments, light me up. Sure. But I was just like... I was even forgetting that she's tiefling, and I'm like, I feel like if you're making a choice to have a character that's half infernal, like that should influence like part of the storytelling, and it just felt like kind of an afterthought to me.
I thought, because like the thing is, one of the weird things about this movie is it was so heavily advertised and so heavily pushed over the past year.
Oh yeah.
That those scenes that they kept showing in all of the commercials, like, oh, we're here. Oh, this is a lot. I've seen this 100 times. I already know what's about to happen. The scenes that she's in the commercials, like I honestly thought that she was just a normal druid, and like her design was just basically like Keyleth.
I was like, if you're gonna put,
because I thought like the little horns, I thought it was
a headdress.
I thought it was a headdress.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no, she's a Oh, it didn't even strike me. Said, wait, why was she?
Yeah, it's just
why was she ginger? I was like, oh, you're right. That's because her tail is in the movie, but barely.
Just make her blue. You know, make her blue, make her red. Like if you're gonna, or just make her an elf and don't worry about it. We'll get there eventually. Mm-hmm. But, like, making a character, like, that's, like, part infernal is, like, kind of a thing. And I just, like, I don't know. My biggest regret of this movie.
Okay.
And I think you have Chris Pine.
Yeah.
And he does an amazing job in this movie. And he holds down this movie.
He's the emotional center of the film.
He really does a very excellent job of being the emotional center of this movie. And I really buy it. I guess you could say this is nitpicky, but I think this is actually a legitimate concern. For me as an audience member, me going in, I have an understanding of how the majority of these classes work.
Yes.
I don't understand how bards work from watching him be a bard in this.
Yeah.
That's a little selfish, but for me, dude, I want to see how bard magic works. And it's like we had a conversation with during bonus action. It's like, how do you RP through your magic?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you RP through your actions? And magic is part of that. Like, how does your magic manifest? Like,
for example, like Justice
Winslow, from the Portland Trailblazers.
Yes. He's bad
Listen
at magic.
Listen to our podcast if you want explanation for that.
He's bad at magic, and we see him not be self-assured the whole movie by his magic not working the way he intends it to until he eventually gets to that point. And he was
textbook like wild magic surge, like sorcerer. It's like really good.
He was that character was able to. We saw his journey through his magic.
Yeah,
and Chris Pine just had a lute as his weapon,
which was. I just think. You don't have, like, bards are spellcasters in this world, and I would have loved to have seen just, like, because here's the thing. There was a couple of really important moments where they're, like, riding off, and, like, he's playing, like, when they were riding away from her place, and clearly that conversation didn't go well, like, and he was singing the song, and, like, it was, even I, as an audience member, I was, like felt better, and I thought it was a really nice moment, but I was like, I would like to see how this manifests in life. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like, bards are just magic, man. Like, you don't see it. They just influence
It's just all personality, yeah. Possibly.
I mean, their charisma so that makes sense. But for me, I thought we were missing out on something with that. Similar to the bard situation, I think Michelle Rodriguez, there are a couple moments there where I was like, she's going into a rage, and I believe it, and I buy it. And I think she gives one of the best, from a fight choreography perspective, one of the best performances in the movie. It's one of my favorite times of Michelle Rodriguez. I think we could have used a little extra CG to kind of give her the concept of her rages a little bit more.
You know what? You're right.
A little bit more of like an import. A little bit more of like something that like could have like, this is what to display the mechanics of it. Does that make any sense?
Yes, because she's
like she's
kicking ass the whole movie.
Declare a rage. It's like here's
she's
how
doing,
it works.
Yeah, she does great, and her stunt team was doing awesome. But like, have a moment of her just being like, take a couple hits and then just be like, and just like yell at him real quick, and they're like, oh no, and then
even do it very subtly, and it's but also
she would
imply subclass.
She would make.
I would
choices.
know what subclass she's because we don't know.
But once
you could also argue that she's a great weapon fighter in this. There's sort of,
informing the character through the RP of its magic or skills, like we saw with Justice Smith.
But that's the thing is that there's so many things that like I wish they had implied. Like druids can do more than wild shape. Yes,
that was basically the thing she did all movie.
Yes.
Like, she was very good at it. She had all of it. She dumped all her stats into wild shape. But that scene where she went in and saw the thing to get the information, and then flew out, and then I'm a rat, and I'm in this thing, and then I'm out, and then I'm flying around, and I'm a cat. Like, that whole sequence was great. Yeah. Like the end of the second act when they were using the portal staff to get into the vault, which is extremely clever and very good.
That feels like a D&D plan.
That felt like people at a table. What if I did this? It's like, you can roll. Yeah, you can certainly try.
You can certainly try. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
It worked. Oops.
Okay, I guess we're doing it this way.
Yeah.
It was very good. The real D&D-ness of like the fights that people really like doesn't really start until they're captured and they're in the Coliseum. Yeah. But like having a gelatinous cube in there and using that for the means of escape, having a mimic,
a displacer beast,
and
fully understand. And honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I never understood how displacer beasts work until I watched this movie. And I went, oh, that's why they do. Oh, okay. That's why they have the tentacle. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I was like, I've never fully understood the concept of a displacer beast until I just feel like we could have gotten a boss fight that felt more like a boss fight in this.
Yes.
I wish, I was kind of mad when they got out of the Coliseum because I was like,
oh, really?
I feel like I want them to fight like a beholder or something. In the Coliseum.
Yeah, you know what? They saved the team fight for the end, and even
it felt a little rushed.
It did feel a little rushed. Combat-wise, it felt a little because when they were in with Fat Dragon and they fought the undead guys, or whatever. The Paladin took them all out.
Yeah,
and we didn't even really get to see many of his abilities.
Yeah, no.
He should have smoked somebody.
Yeah, we could have seen a little bit more of like what the. I mean, we saw his sword glow. That was very cool.
That was very cool. That was very cool. But like, it was cut necks and not like, and he saved that young little kitten. And that was very nice.
But it's the kind of thing where it's like I feel like they can take the note and put these kinds of things like expand more in sequels. I think they kind of played a little bit close to the vest because they kind of had to a little bit.
Also, in the final battle with the Red Wizard, I believe Justice Smith cast a magic missile in there, and those magic missiles missed. That's not what happens.
At what point did he cast magic missile?
It's when they're all four attacking her at the same time, and it's that really cool action
those
scene.
I
thought those were magic missiles before the hand fight.
Dude, I might be talking wildly out of pocket here, but I don't think magic missiles are on the sorcery spell book.
Okay. Table. No,
they look like ice to me.
Oh,
they look like ice knives.
Oh, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because I was like, excuse me, I have cast magic missile a bunch of times. I do it because it doesn't miss.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
He was point blank. That doesn't miss. Yeah. Should have hit her.
No, I mean, let me just.
Because that was like they were casting shield, the bubble, the impenetrable bubble, which was used in a very smart manner of getting them out of the fight. That was really cool.
Oh, no, it's on the sorcerer's.
Haha.
I thought it was only wizard could cast magic missile. Well, I've never used it. The only sorcerer I've ever played has never utilized it. So, and I'm too much of a coward to play a wizard yet.
Okay.
The wizard I want the wizard that I inevitably play.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to play it. I'd like the circumstances have to be right for the game.
Sure.
It has to be a game with the right people, with enough runway.
It's gonna be something special to behold.
It's gonna yes. As much as Brick is my whole heart and soul.
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever wizard I eventually breathe life into is gonna be my guy.
Sure.
Even though I am a sorcerer. Everyone says I'm a bard, and that's just not true.
It's not.
Yeah.
We all think it is. Even I think it is, but it's
the
not.
best. Well, yeah, I am a sorcerer, and the best way to describe people, someone said, "Well, like, oh, well, sorcerers play bards. If a sorcerer were to play D&D, they play a bard."
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, "That's what it is." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah." So I'd be like, "You should play a bard." I'm like, "No, because I'm special. Didn't you know it?"
I just am.
It's always come very easy for me.
Yeah, it has.
And you're a sweet little wizard boy.
Yeah.
Or you're our monk just punching at the end of the computer. punch.
Flurry of blows,
Punch. Yeah. I've seen you when you blow through all your key points. It's not pretty. What were we talking about?
My only nitpick for this movie, I think I needed one more encounter. I needed one battle scene sometime in the first hour.
That would have been the perfect time to show bard magic. So I think our nitpicks...
Just as the team coalesces, I just needed like one little skirmish to show them, like, just because like the first fight doesn't happen until like an hour in.
No.
And that's like that, and you just that first little skirmish.
Let's fight some goblins or something. Just something.
Just anything, just to see them. Because granted, we saw them do their stuff in each individual. She fought, he did magic, she wild shaped, which she had all the charts in the world for wild shaping.
Dude, she was
wild shaping all over the place.
Yeah.
But like, I just did have them come together as a team and then realize, because like, oh, we're not in sync. We all have to figure out how to work together. Later on, when they fight the Red Wizard in a really good fight, that was a good fight. Like, now they're together as kicking ass. They're doing things, and then Hulk smash.
I honest to God,
smash it.
Like you put, where you put the fight. You put it. There's like goblins like guarding the graveyard or something.
Sure. Just something. It's nice and neat. It's over quickly, but you can just see that they're awkward and they're not used to fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And that's...
This is the first movie I've seen in a while that I wish was longer.
Yeah.
I would have hung out for another 20 minutes in this world. Even with the kind of the stuff that was kind of boring. But man, one of my favorite parts of the movie was reminding you of what spell the bad guy was casting. Because you didn't realize it, and I just like leaned over and I went, ha ha ha, pointed, and you're like, what? And I was like, Green Flame Blade. And you went, oh my God, I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot about that. I play an Eldritch Knight. I can't believe it. Yeah, you just were like, yeah. I was like, yeah, man.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
So, Jay, would you recommend this movie to people?
Yeah, I want to go again. I want to go again, and I want to take Kimberly because I think she would actually like it, and I think she would get it.
I think she would get it too. I was, unlike other movies like John Wick, just like, yeah,
of course.
Awesome. But this movie, I left intellectually, my brain was just like, that was great. Very calm on the outside, like I just feel really good, but my brain was just like, yeah, that was so good. That was so smart how they did that. They didn't take all that was really cool.
I'm proud of this movie.
Whoa, so smart script. Yeah, writing! Like, that's where I was. So
because at the end of the day, for me personally, D&D while it is getting very popular and like people, it's becoming more and more acceptable. Like, I come from a place where like still like, D&D is like a 4-letter word. Like, people are like, they're kind of spooked by it. They don't totally understand it. Mm-hmm. Like, they think it's kind of evil, quote unquote. And I just don't. And I think like. So there are a lot of places where like D&D is getting more popular, but like it still has a lot of hurdles to overcome. And this movie, I think, goes a long way to overcoming a lot of those hurdles. And so I'm like, great job, guys. Like you needed to nail this, and you did.
Yeah.
So like I'm proud of them for doing a good job. But the nice thing is that this game, like, we can get a D&D sequel that just, like, expands on who we already know, but kind of gives us a completely new party. Because, like, I feel like Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez have kind of already seen their arc. Mm-hmm. So, like, if we can get, like, maybe Justice and, what's her name? And Justice and Owlbear. Mm-hmm. Hi, what's Justice and Owlbear? And then expand the party out. Keep making them.
Yeah. Hey, you made it to the end of the video.
Good job.
Good job not jumping. Also, I'm pretty sure I didn't put it in the timeline to make sure you guys would just have to search on your own for this part.
We got French all of a sudden. All right.
Anyways, in case you guys were not aware and have not heard us talk about this on a multitude of things that we do, Jay and I just made a decision last year that we were going to do a D&D show. And it took all year, and we are currently doing it right now.
Yeah, we're in production currently.
We've already filmed a couple episodes, a couple of small mini episodes to kind of get things rolling, and then we have the full episodes we're going to start filming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I put together just a small little teaser of some of the fun stuff that's going to be coming soon.
Soon TM.
Soon TM. It's like stone's throw-ish away.
We know it's taking a while, but we promise it'll be worth the wait.
Guys, it takes a long time to edit these things.
It's not
easy.
Especially when you're also aggressively making a lot of other things. When you're making a butt ton of content, adding a full other butt on there. We just added a third cheek onto our butt.
Oh my god!
All right, just watch the stupid thing.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Bonus Action, where friends don't let friends adventure alone. I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, or DM, David Armstrong. Amanda, if you would like to introduce us to what character we see looking towards the port.
Well, you see Barbie Medusa, the half-orc, dainty barbarian.
Josh, would you like to introduce what character we see
First
here?
of all, I think he would say, well, why was he covered in grease and looking delicious? That's on you, buddy.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, oh boy.
Let's flip an axe. And
I love the way you think.
and I say, all right, this side up, we go that direction. This side up, we go that direction. And I throw it in the air.
Oh, good lord. So first of all, make dexterity saving throws for Annalise. You have advantage.
Can I give her advantage?
You both have advantage.
Oh, we both.
Yeah.
Are we both making
You both have
dex saves?
advantage. Yes.
Okay.
I rolled 2 nat 1s.
What?
Oh!
A 1 in 400 chance already?
My name is Barbaric Warmhearth, Haler Wervet. I'm a dwarf. I have just the most striking of red hair and the most striking of red beards. And you can see from the dust and soot on my overalls and all of my adjacent tools, you see that I am a blacksmith.
And Jaron, would you like to describe what the camera sees appearance-wise of your character, and then introduce him to us?
He's short,
Yes.
but don't mention it. Don't you dare mention it. And he's very cool. He's got a cane, and he's got on pants.
I like your pants. They're very good.
Thank you. I like my pants too.
Did you say the whole name yet?
Oh, Marlon Steelflame Waynes. Marlon Waynes for sure.
For sure. It still makes me laugh every time.
List all of the fruits you've ever eaten.
Apples, bananas. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That is the main two.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's more than me.
If you could rank them,
Yeah.
apples or bananas.
No, I can't.
Interesting.
They're different.
It's like that saying. They're like apples and bananas. Yeah, the old saying.
Yes.
I see a tiefling. He is 16 and a half. Burgundy skin, black hair that is pretty short, kind of looks like he cut it himself. 2 horns, but they are cut. So they're like 2 little kind of like hockey pucks. When he is not reading, are perfect little stands for his enormous reading glasses. And then when he pulls them down, they bend in such a way that his like these golden pools that are his eyes fill up both lenses and give him this sort of like bug-like appearance.
A stern-looking 20-year-old with a slightly disheveled brown hair, eyes in a pretty much a hawk-like scowl, arms crossed. He's got a cool brown duster.
The definition of intern is likely to change as we go.
Can you say more to that?
It might get a little more dangerous than what you would probably be used to as an intern.
Can it not?
17, baby!
17.
Baby!
Go ahead and roll your damage and add a 10 on top of that.
Woo, 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 woo. That is 12. Right? Yeah, 12 plus 10. 22. I love D&D, baby!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Delta.
Delta who?
Delta death blow you did. Thanks, Amanda. So, without further ado, I want to formally welcome them and welcome you all to Wild Country. Whoa. Is that good? Is that a good intro?
What just
Does
happened?
that make sense?
We're in a whole new world.
These digital effects are amazing.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
So yeah, there's a small taste. There's a lot. There's gonna be there's gonna be so much. It's gonna be so awesome. We really can't wait to have the whole thing finished and polished for you sometime soon-ish. TM. Later
Stop
this year.
apologizing. We're working as hard as we can. They'll get it when they get it.
We really are.
You don't need to
working as hard.
apologize to anybody. All right, we love you.
Thanks for watching everything.
Go see Dungeons and Dragons.
Let us know what you think about the movie down below in our comment section. And as we always said, guys, we do so many things. The links to all the things that we do are down below. Click
If you
all
want to
of
support
those
us,
things.
Patreon. If you want to listen to us talk, podcast, just stuff. Hit the button for a button.
But if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Do that YouTube. That you do so well. Guacamole's extra. You displacer beast riding weirdos you.
Other video is popping up right. Yeah. All right. Please watch this. We would appreciate it as much as we appreciate you watching this one. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.